There's only one reason why I'm talking about an Ice Golem tournament in Raid Shadow Legends, and that is because this one contains a legendary skill tome that is available for you to pick up at the top points of 2100 for the tournament that is currently going on. So yes, we are expecting this tournament to launch because the calendar was announced, and this one has a 2x chance of dropping reflex gear, which will not get good ones from level 20, but because of that legendary skill tome, that is the only reason why I'm making this video, or why I'm actually farming the Ice Golem right now. This is the least favorite tournament that players in Raid Shadow Legends like to farm. They don't like to farm it, except your super end game. Then you begin to have more appreciation for some of these resistance and reflex gear that you can farm from this at the highest stage of 25 or 24. But for at level 20, we'll sell about 99% of what we get from this farming. That's just the truth. So we're doing it because of the legendary skill tome, and I've put together two teams. The first team you're seeing right here is kind of a new player friendly. You're seeing epic champions, and two legendary champions that were obtainable for free in the game via a fusion and via a guaranteed via a 7-day login, Ultimate Death Knight and more regain fusion. So I'm finally putting them to good use. So I guess the more regain was not that of a waste to go for. Anyways, so I put together this team, and you will notice something about it. It's mostly magic affinity champions, because at level 20 the boss of this Ice Golem is spirit affinity. So bring in all your magic champions. If you do not have these exact champions, whoever can keep what's her name now, Frozen Banshee, alive long enough for her to reach to the boss and begin to place her poisons, then you can win this, because she's the main MVP right here, because poison is still the best way to do damage to the Ice Golem. So whichever team you can put together, if you can put your Frozen Banshee with 1 or 2 and maybe beat it at level 10 to just get some of these points, if you're not going for the top position, you might be able to snag that first position in the tournament if your roster or if your tournament leaderboard is not really stacked up with people who are pushing for it, because people don't like to farm the Ice Golem. So yeah, I'm waiting for Frozen Banshee to start placing a poison sensitivity on the boss, and let's slowly take down this boss. Ultimate Death Knight coming in there with decreased attack. You need decreased attack on this boss, else you take so much damage. By the end of this run, I'll show you some other epic champions that can make this happen. Vogot is the #1 most popular one to be a tank. With Ultimate Death Knight in the leader right there, I don't think we need a Vogot, but if people begin to die, a Vogot coming here will suck all the damage better than an Ultimate Death Knight can do, because remember, this boss is coming with an AoE damage, right? He's hitting everybody, so Ultimate Death Knight will not help with AoE damage. So but Vogot will be able to soak up that damage and help your your what do you call it now, Undead Hordes, Frozen Banshee and Dark Kale and Gogorap to survive those big boss hits. Yes, that's the poison sensitivity we are waiting for. Dark Elhain might be an issue. Maybe you set her not to use her nukes right here. She's awesome for the waves. If it wasn't for Dark Elhain, we will still be stuck at the wave, because Frozen Banshee does a poor job at taking down wave. Gogorap or Ultimate Death Knight can also not help with wave content. But that's why I had to add that nuker right there, because you need somebody to clear the waves. The one thing that this faction is lacking, especially for me, is decreased defense. And with decreased defense, AoE, especially decreased defense on the wave, we'll be able to take them down faster. But in the absence of that, we came in here to those waves, and that's how this what's her name again, Dark Elhain, was able to help us take down the waves without decreased defense out there. That's how good of a nuker she is. I do have a dedicated video about her if you check the playlist. I do have dedicated videos about almost all these champions that are listed here except Gogorap. Alright, the boss has not yet taken his retaliation. I'm waiting to see when he's gonna revive them, but I'm hoping that does not happen. That's why poison is the best way to do damage, but I'm thinking Dark Elhain will proc that. She's about to do it. I said it and it happened. That's why I don't like her here. If it wasn't for her, this boss would be down so easy, but she's needed for the waves. So if you do not have your Dark Elhain built up, you have a hard time going through the waves, but you'll still be successful if you're tanky enough with an Ultimate Death Knight or a Vogot for the wave content. Now, I did try to put together a team that can maybe farm this boss at level 24 or 25 with the Undead Hordes team, and I wanted to show you that, but unfortunately it requires Urus the soul cage. Yes, Urus the soul cage put together with some other people that can maybe revive him or keep him alive. You can't run him solo if you don't have good gear on him. You could run him solo on level 20, and I will show you that other run too. I'll be running Urus solo on level 20. So I just wanted to show you this budget beginner friendly team before I show the end game broken Doom Tower hard champion team that I was going to put together for level 20 or 24. But because I do not have enough energy, and due to the fact that a fusion is coming up and all that, I don't want to farm 24 right now. And also the fact that a dungeon divers or the revenant event is currently going on, the revenant spat event is currently going on, dungeon divers as we call it also. That's why I'm actually going to be farming 20 so I can get a lot of 5-star 6-star gear, which will give me points for that dungeon divers revenant spat event. So that's why I'm not farming 2024. It will cost me a lot of energy. I'd rather put it into 20 and farm it slowly all night and get that legendary skill tome. So let's run the battle to the end and see the second team and what they can do. Another champion that a lot of people will be using in place of Dark Elhain will be Husk. I think Husk is also in this faction. Is she gonna trigger the boss again? Come on, Dark Elhain, don't do it. Come on, we did it. But we're gonna ignore the side arts this time and get to the boss, and it will go down with poisons. 8 minutes run? No, that's not gonna be happening. But if you're gonna be running it all night, you don't mind an 8 minutes run, I guess. So that's the budget team, I guess, that could beat this. Let me head over to the other second team that you might put together if you don't have this type of champions. I'll go to the champion index so we'll see other epics that are good for this, and then I'll show you my end game team that I hope to use to farm it at level 20 and make it very, very fast. Let's go to the index of undeads. The dragon tournament was nice to us. I'll show the gear in a different video that I got from there. So for legendaries, any legendaries that you do have, Ultimate Death Knight seems to be the best one that can keep your people alive, your team alive. People who have Sifi, of course, will bring her in there. Martial Lad will make this extremely easy. Big nukes, big attacks. And Badel, I think, can also even solo some of this content if he's built for that kind of purpose. I do have Necrit, but it doesn't belong in this type of content. But the epics is what we are mostly interested in. Like I've already called that Vogot. Enax is the one that I do have on the Noob to Pro. If I switch over to the Noob to Pro right now, you see that I tried to put together a level 20 team which involved Enax, and that did not work out. So the only place I think I can use that type of team is in the earlier stages like this, you know, just to get a few points. So a team like this will take down this boss easily. Maybe I can go up to level 15. That's if I have the energy for that. So this type of team is, we're not looking to get a legendary skill tome. We're just looking to get some few points in the tournament and call it a day. So that's a budget friendly team, I guess, for earlier stages for people who are trying to just do it anyway. That's all the undeads I do have on this Noob to Pro. That's why this Noob to Pro is not going for the legendary skill tome. So Enax, yes, is an awesome poisoner, kind of complement Frozen Banshee and bring in decreased defense and weaken 2 debuffs that you need to do more damage, especially against the wave content. It's not AoE, but it helps when it places them on the enemies. I don't see any water. Yes, Husk was the nuker that I said in place of Dark Elhain. Most people have Husk built out and they don't have Dark Elhain built out. So you might want to bring him for wave content. He might be a problem for you for the boss. If he's doing too much damage to the boss and proccing that retaliation hits, you might want to take him out or tell him not to use his big nukes on the boss, just maybe his A1, so he doesn't proc it that often. Looking for people to keep you alive. If you don't have a Vogot, Muslim Mage is an awesome one. I do have it on my main account right here. I thought of bringing him, but I wasn't in any danger of dying. Gogorap can keep them alive. That's why I didn't need a Muslim Mage to keep us alive. All right, I do have Seeker built for clan boss, but does it work here? Not that much. If you don't have options for people to please increase defense on your team, especially when you're taking damage, he comes in there and helps with that, make you survive a little longer. But again, Vogot and Muslim Mage are better options than Seeker. All right, I think for the rares, we already know Frozen Banshee. Grave Killer is no longer a champion that people invest in the early game or late game. So no other rares are worth building or worth using for this content, except you already have Frozen Banshee or Grave Shield built out. This is not the time to be building champions for content like this, even if there's artifact announcement going on. If you do not have the champions built out, forget about it. Just do what you can and skip out, or go farm Mino, go do something else. So let's head over to the rewards and see if it's all going to be worth it, because it seems like Dragon was not worth it for most people, but because of the 2x speed, we're happy to farm it all day, 2-3 days until the event ended. So let's see if the Ice Golem is going to be worth us farming for 2 whole days. Well, I'm going to be farming it only one night and get that legendary skill tome and call it a day. I might even spend my gems to do it fast enough. Oh no, I'll just use all the free to play energy. Not energy pots, just energy that refused regularly. And in 2 days or 3 days, I think I can complete it. Come on, open up, let's see. Yes. So I'm not going for the top position, which features a 6-piece Relentless set right there. But if these guys are not pushing for it, I might. So I've fought only one battle successfully. I got 17 points, 2,100 legendary skill tome, 1,750 right there for this what do you call this material, this new material, coins or whatever. So I'll be farming this one. The legendary skill tome, like, again, it's totally worth it. Go for it, and let me know in the comments which team you are going to be using to beat this Ice Golem at a level 20, or if you have a level 24 team. I wouldn't recommend farming level 24 right now, except your super end game and you need that relentless. So what team am I going to be using personally? I'm not going to be using the team I just showed you right now for this run. This will be my alternate one instead that I'll be putting together. And where is it? Boom, that's it. Of course, if you're going to be farming food with this champion, you want to add Undead Hordes food. That's something to notice right there. If I head over down there, do I have 2-star, 3-star food that are Undead Hordes? That's a mistake most people will do. So I might add, yes, these are the food you want to add with this type of battle. Do I have more? Nah. So yeah, you have to be adding Undead foods like this to go with this battle. Why am I keeping this? Yes, that's also Undead, right? If you add champions that are not Undead, you will not score points towards this. So that's why I have to make sure these foods that I'm including with this champion are Undead. I'll let this one run all the way to the end. A lot of people already know what Urus soulcage can do. I just wanted to showcase him and an opportunity to show again that this champion is totally worth going for the Doom Tower, especially if you're not pushing hard enough for the Doom Tower. I just wanted to show his power again and what he can do and soloing content. Now I do not have crazy gear on him, that's why I cannot solo 24, 25, but if I improve his gear, I'm sure he can do it on some people's accounts. I just have him in moderate gear that can help me do 24 dragon or 25 dragon on solo. So Urus soulcage, I hate these 2 side arts. This is going to be a little bit of a long run because of these 2 side arts at the front here are going to cleanse. See, they place that block debuff buff on themselves, and I find that extremely annoying. It just makes this battle unnecessarily long. They are also right there at level 24 doing it again. I was like, I was gonna farm 24, but I found them there again and it took so long. I was like, there is no point for me to stay there. Even if 24 is successful, he can do 24. The amount of time it takes to kill these 2 side arts is just extremely annoying. You might say, okay, bring somebody else along with him. I guess that could be something that can be done, because you're not really prioritizing farming food. You just want to get this done for the points purposes. All right, they have their counter attack down and I can take them down now. I guess they're just extremely so difficult to kill because of that counter attack and block debuff buff. I'll show you my Urus gear at the end of this run, but I'll dedicate this pin right there to Urus to show you a dedicated guide where I showed how to use Urus, how to build Urus in dragon content, Fire Knight solo, Ice Golem solo, a lot of solo content. Especially I built him for Doom Tower, but then I realized you could actually use that same gear to do solo content for dungeons. So check out that video and let me know what you think about it. This is the wave that usually kills Urus at level 24. This shriek that these dogs they do, it's kind of, and they reflect, you know, he's doing damage and he's reflecting all that damage back to himself. I do have the preset set on him that lets him not use his ally protect. You can see throughout this battle, Urus has not used his ally protect, not even once. I guess maybe if he's dying so much, that ally protection and the buff he places on himself can help him stay alive a little bit longer. But I just wanted him to place that more poison and do more stuns than protecting and healing. So that's the reason why I turned off ally protection. But if you're gonna have him running with 2-3 other champions just to secure your run, you might want to turn on that ally protection, especially for the boss stage, so the other allies don't take too much damage and go down, especially if it's a poisoner or something. Because I have him in his what do you call this set now, toxic set. But if you do have a dedicated poisoner like Anax coming along with him, you might not want him stacking all his toxic set poison on the boss, and the boss will take poison by himself when he hits us, which is always nice. I wish Urus would just ignore these side arts and go for the boss. It will still be a successful run, because as you can see, they cannot place debuffs on him. He has high resist right there. We've been resisting everything. They cannot also stop his healing. They can't do anything about it. So hopefully, see, resisted, high resist build. So I wish you could just focus on the boss, but hey, it's all good. You can kill the side arts, then focus on the boss. No problem. But if you set him as you come into the battle, you click on the boss, he can focus on the boss, and then it will be even a faster run, because he'll be able to fool the poison bar with the toxic set, which is always nice. See, all this poison would have been on the boss, but he's wasting it on the first ad, then now on the second ad, before he can now start focusing on the boss. I'm glad that Raid finally puts something like a legendary skill tome on an event like this, because a lot of people would not have farmed this. The only reason why people are farming this right now, like I said, why I'm bringing you this video, is because of that legendary skill tome. As a free-to-play player, you cannot miss out on opportunity in Raid to obtain a legendary skill tome for farming something dungeon content at level 20, even if it's a conditional one that requires you to use only champions from the Undead Hordes Faction. It's still worth going for. Totally worth going for. Alright, I just didn't want to show you only a run of Urus. It will be, people will complain that, oh, that's an end game build. That's why I decided to put together that first team, which is kind of obtainable. If you're new to Raid and you don't have Ultimate Death Knights yet, I don't think it's even worth for you to be farming this. Go farm something else, because if you missed out on Ultimate Death Knights, then maybe you're really new and this is not the event for you. You're better off farming the Dragon or some other stuff. So exactly, that's the gear that is being advertised, and you get a lot of trash ones in this level 20 content. But hey, like I said, we'll be selling 99% of it, because my endgame account does not need that type of trash gear. Alright, that's all I have for you in this video. Let me know the teams you're using to beat this boss. Are you using Urus solo 20? Can your Urus even do 24, 25? I'd love to see your builds in the Discord. And yeah, if you're a beginner player, Frozen Banshee is your go-to. You have your Vogots, you have your Muslimate, you've seen all the champions that can make it happen. Go out there and get your legendary skill tome for free, because there is not a lot going on in Raid right now that is supposed to be using your energy, except you are rather focusing on Minotaur or building your champions with the ongoing champion training that has a UDK. Alright guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Hit that like button for me in this video. Later guys.